In the 70s and into the 80s, we really started seeing this new shift with TV programming. We started to see a shift where Hollywood was starting to target kids. Um, Back in the 60s, 50s, and 60s, you really didn't have very many shows that starred children. And most of the shows that were for children were mostly the Saturday morning cartoons. Yeah, you had the outliers like Dennis the Menace or Leave It to Beaver. And then later in the 60s, we saw the Brady Bunch, and then into the 70s, the Partridge Family. But other than that, you really didn't have TV shows or movies that actively targeted kids that were not cartoons. And then in the 80s, we started seeing kids getting starring roles in movies and TV shows. And they started targeting the younger generation, which was Generation X. And you started seeing more TV shows geared towards them. Like you started seeing Alf, Mr. Belvedere, Small Wonder, and Punky Brewster. And then you started seeing kids getting into the movies like Goonies or Explorers or Stand By Me. And then for the older Gen Xers, you had the Brat Pack and other people like that. So Hollywood really started targeting children with Gen X. I believe that's mostly because we had our thumb on pop culture, whether it be music or TV or movies or the emerging video game industry. We knew what was going on, and we liked TV, we liked movies, we liked music. And they started getting it, and they started targeting us. Now, I don't mean this to be in any way a bad thing. I think it was a good thing. Hollywood knew what they were doing, and we ate it up. And it paved the way for what our kids watch today. We saw the beginning of Nickelodeon back in 1979 and the emergence of the Disney Channel. And then later on in the 90s, in the 90s, Cartoon Network and everything like that. So we have a lot more entertainment for children. And it started with us.
We are Gen X.